It's a raider! Shield your Pokemon, guys. It's time for the Prism walkthrough and a rival battle right off the bat. Okay, so let's get going. We have to face our rival now. And he's got some new Pokemon on his team. It's not just his Bagon. His Bacon. His Bagel Dragon. No. He's got a Makuhita. And Makuhita is a fighting type, so if you send out your buddy Rex, or whatever you call him, your Larvitar, he probably won't stand a great deal of a chance against Makuhita. The thing is bulky as hell. We're going to have to get some wind power on our side. Are you feeling the tailwinds, guys? I am, because Tailo is on the field. Will I do a corny entrance for every Pokemon that comes on the field? I don't know! We'll see. Oh, that's much better. That's the kind of damage I like to see. Ah! Get the sand out of my eyes. Freaking crazy Makuhita. No! Oh, come on. Don't lower that. Come on, don't lower our accuracy like that. You're gonna make Tailo useless? I don't think so. Get out of here. Get out of here. There we go. And Maru gained a level. Fantastic. Even though it's going to be irrelevant, I think within this episode, Maru's going to have a massive level up. You'll see. It's a Ralts. Oh boy. Does that thing... Oh, man. I wonder if it evolves possibly into a Gallade. It is a male. Look at that. Take note of that, guys. It does have a male gender. And our rival here did say he likes to cut people up. That was quite his words in terms of what he wanted to inflict on our person and Pokemon. And yes, gained a new level. And yes, the roster down there prematurely changed, but you'll see it will be quite relevant in a short time. Probably after I reheal at the Pokemon Center, that's when it'll shift. But Maru won't be level 9 anymore. Jumps up right to 17 after the ROM switch. And just to tell you why this happened, just as a reminder, I know I've been leading up to it, but I lost the save data to my original file, so I had to work back up to this point, and I came back up differently than I had before. Sorry guys, I can't exactly replicate all the experience and wild Pokemon I ran into my first run, so this will have to suffice. Yeah, but that would be interesting if that thing evolved into a Gallade. He always said he wanted to cut people up, and Gallade's got those razor arms. It's got Psycho Cut, too. Our rival is a bit of a psycho, come to think of it. Interesting. Funny that you guys suggested to nickname him Matt. Anyway, yes, so we'll have to see if he evolves into a Gallade. That's what I really want to see in this ROM hack, because that's a 4th gen sprite. 4th gen Pokemon are here. I want to see in what amount, though. Shut up, you got lucky. You aren't a good trainer. Oh, really? I don't care, give me your money. Damn it! These bloody worthless twats are wasting my time. What, is he British? No, I'm off to find new Pokemon that can actually kill. Oh, bloody hell, what the fuck was that? It was utterly ridiculous. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna cut most of the wild encounters we have here because they're with Shinx, Geodudes, other assorted Pokemon. If there's anything of interest, I will include the Pokedex entry. But if it's just all the same random crap, I'm going to cut it. And look at this. So this is where the roster below becomes relevant. That's why it's switched. I found a way to get the Prism footage to be recorded in a more full-screen mode. So the Game Boy Color has just been extended. Similar to how you could extend screens on the Game Boy Advance. So if you had a Game Boy Color game like Gold or Crystal, you could press L and R to extend the screen. That's essentially what I did here on my Game Boy Color border for this walkthrough. So Fun stuff, and now the roster is below us, so refer to that if you want to know where my Pokemon lie in their levels. Very cool labyrinth, by the way. This Pokemon Prism game is big on the caves. We saw it in the beginning, going down a minecart and arriving in a cave to meet Larvitar, and then eventually becoming Larvitar and finding another Larvitar and saving its life, apparently, because we cheered it up somehow, just by acknowledging its existence. So, lots of caves in Pokemon Prism. That is a big theme. And wild encounters. That is also an annoying theme. Ah, hello there. I'd like to leave, however these rocks are blocking the exit. I almost have enough dynamite to get rid of these darn things. But I'd need about 5 more to get them out of the way. 5 more? How many do you have already, dude? Sounds like you're conning me to go on a fetch mission to just get you dynamite. I doubt you even have 1 stick. You should show me some for solidarity. You know, just a little proof. Good faith. Show me a stick. Show me a stick of dynamite. Come on. Show me the dynamite. Where's the dynamite? Nope. Gotta get those 5 sticks. Gotta get the 5. Alright, so it's a collect mission, guys. We have to go deeper into this labyrinth with wild Pokemon galore. Aren't you guys lucky that I have the editing power? Man, did it take a while to do that. But anyway, yes, we have to explore in the basement of this labyrinth. This is the north cave of Oxalis City. The cave on the north route, I should say. North of Oxalis City. Here's a Paris. Super sped. Just real quick to show them off. But they're also available here. Maybe if you want a bug type. Who knows? But yes, before we continue further down into this labyrinth, I warn you guys, if you're playing along, make sure you bring an electric Pokemon with you. You'll see that I have a Shinx along the way. Shinx can be found in most caves, and that's pretty good for us. Pretty good for you, too, because, well, you're going to need an electric Pokemon, whether it's Shinx or Mareep or whatever electric Pokemon is at your feet, to light the caves. It's very interesting the mechanic they enacted here, and I'll talk about it later when we come across it, because after this long wild Pokemon jaunt, we will finally get to it. But speaking of awesome things, Moonstone in this side-scrolling level with climbing ladders and everything. I really appreciate this mechanic. This is probably one of my most favorite things to see in Prism. I know it's a simple one and it's side-scrolling, big deal. It's not even major platforming or anything, but it's just cool to see as if I'm rock climbing and not need an HM for that. You know, it's very nice to just compile everything into movement patterns. So right here at this power switch, this light, we have the Pokemon Ranger ability-esque thing where we have to have an electric Pokemon on our party to light the way. No longer do we need flash TMs in Pokemon Prism, but instead it's almost like a Poke Assist. If anybody has played the third-party or kind of spin-off franchise games of Pokemon Ranger, you'll know what I'm talking about. But that's pretty cool. I think that's interesting that you no longer need the TM or HM that Flash was going to be, and instead, if you're just going to explore a certain area like this one, just bring an electric Pokemon with you, and that will suffice. So you don't have to necessarily bring a Shinx with you. You can't shut them off also. Once they're on, you have to go through a doorway or fall into that black gaping hole. Yes, you can actually fall into those, and then the lights will reset. But you could come here with a Mareep, you could come here with a Pikachu, if you so happen to come by with one, and it will turn on the lights just as well. Here we come across the Pallet Patrollers. Halt! Get ready for this, guys. It's a Power Ranger sprite. What? I guess you can make custom trainer sprites. I was mentioning that in the episode where we faced Josiah and won the Pyre Badge. Could you make custom gym leader sprites? Well, I guess you can, because the evil team of the Naljo region, the Pallet Patrollers, are Power Rangers, just put in a Pokemon game. Pretty funny when you think about it, because Retrospectively, in the historical timeline of things, Pokemon and Power Rangers was burgeoning at that point in the 90s. That was what was on TV as a kid, at least I remember that. I didn't really watch Power Rangers, I was mostly a Pokemon kid, but it's funny that they end up in the same game together. So something you're going to notice about these Pallet Patrollers is that their uniform matches their Pokemon. And by that I mean whatever color their sprite is, that usually tends to be what kind of Pokemon they have. And I just mean by color. Because, yes, Elekid happens to be electric, and you would think that he'd only tote electric Pokemon with him, but we're going to come across Pallet Patrollers later in this cave area that have Pokemon that are just the color of their costume. So, don't make the mistake I did in thinking that green equals grass. No, it equals Larvitar. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, these Pallet Patrollers prevent you from nabbing sticks of dynamite really easily to get out of this cave, and it's kind of the big challenge of this area. Something I've noticed Pokemon Prism doing a lot more than maybe other Pokemon games of the mainstream past is that it focuses on caves a lot more. We started out our journey in a cave finding Larvitar, and now we have to deal with these Pallet Patrollers in this cave and navigate through all the catacombs for sticks of dynamite while turning on the lights. It's a very cool puzzle, I will admit, and it would be a lot easier if you could make money faster. That's one of the cons of the game. While on the pro side, the caves are fun to explore, the cons are I have not found a lot of ways to make money quickly, which means I can't spam repels. And while I can't spam repels, the developers sure as hell can spam Pokemon encounters on me whenever I walk into a building area, or cave, or forest. FYI, for anybody who didn't know or is new to Pokemon, whenever you walk into a forest or cave area, your increase of encounter rate, it goes up. So, you're going to find a lot more Pokemon walking in caves than you would just walking in normal grass on the outside overworld, which can be very annoying when you don't have a lot of repels, and not many ways to get a lot of money. So far I haven't found any item to rebattle trainers with, but I think that would be very useful for the developers to put in, especially early too, because this allows them to have some flexibility with programming their game and programming the levels of their trainers. They wouldn't have to dumb down the challenges as much if trainers could go back and rebattle old challenges. This way there would be that element of backtracking and actually having to train up before you get to an area. It would make the game a bit more fair too, in the sense that you get more money, and if you wanted to expedite and exceed all of the wild encounters and just explore an area like a dungeon or labyrinth like it should be, like a maze, then you could do that simply. Our father is Lance, we must be loaded. No, actually, didn't you just hear me talking about our poverty problems? There's not enough Pokemon trainers to battle, buddy. We don't exactly have lots of pennies to be pinching for your cause. Enough peas for you? Anyway, we get a stick of dynamite. We need 4 more of these babies before we can blow a hole in those boulders. Let's see. Now, as I said, you can fall... Okay, that's a light. Let's just go to the bottom floor here. You can fall through those black spaces, and actually, it's an element that you have to use. It's part of the puzzling. What you have to do, for example, we're going to come across, not a wild encounter, but this guy, the blue Pallet Patroller. I don't know why I keep wanting to call him Ranger. Got Pokemon Ranger mixed in my head with Power Rangers, but anyway, the Pallet Patroller guy. There's no way to walk up to him just plainly from this floor. All this is inaccessible from where I'm at now. You have to go to the floor above this level. So, yep, gotta shift levels and find the proper hole to fall down that will lead you to his platform. This is ridiculous. I'm trying to use my repels sparingly as I can, but I just can't take all these wild encounters. You guys are lucky you have the edits to watch, because I have to stay through all the battles, but that's why the roster's on the bottom, so you can see if I level up. Oh, and in case you were wondering, yes, the audio quality did change halfway through this video. I switched over to my headset because I got it in the mail. So, in the next episode, we will battle this Pallet Patroller.